15.28 allow the pod to be able to set system time. The container should sleep for 4,800 seconds. Okay. So what is a super user pod? Okay. So let us try to find out whether any help is available for that. Okay. So in Kubernetes, if it's a super user pod, configure a security context pod container, RBAC, security policies. Okay. Give a process some instead of a super user pod instead of dash. Yes. Create a new pod called super user pod with this. Okay. So I can see that there is an example. Create a pod, general discussions. Okay. Let's find out what it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. No. Kubernetes. Oops, that page does not exist or is private. Okay. That page is private page. Okay. Discuss.
Maybe it was hacked.
So Kibana logging, that is surprising to me. That is, make sure that it is scheduled and create a new. That is 20th May, kubectl get pod minus or grep god. Make sure it is scheduled. General tips of ticks. And it is part of kubernetes.io page itself. Why it is not giving us this access? Recent popular Kubernetes. The link itself has changed or something like that. Anyway, so is there any other link? Because I have seen this. I have seen this. Configure pod initialization, that super user roles, cluster admin roles, pod reader. Okay. No, not install menu. Configure pod user persistent volume. No. Configure that your pods. Actually, basically, you are trying to create a pod where you, from which you are going to run certain commands that requires super user authority. Okay, so that's it. That's basically what it is. But I wanted to show you the related documentation.
But there is something called super user somewhere in your one of your links. Yeah, you see that there is something called. So maybe that will lead it to that.
Pod security policy. Pod security policy we are going to cover them later on. So anyway, pod security policy itself is part of this. No
You
way.
can use security context.
Yes, SCC we are going to later on. Okay.
Okay,
So
that's not a part of that because on the documentation shows that you can
yes,
run
yes.
as user
Yes,
and group.
SCC or security context constraint context that primarily has to do with something like SE Linux. Okay, so what SE Linux does, usually it disallows certain actions on your system, even if you are root. Even if you are root, there are certain system policies which you cannot violate. Okay, so in Kubernetes also there is such a provision, and there is a role-based access control. And those role-based access control we have not talked about. So we are going to create a coordinate super user pod with image busybox and allow the pod to be able to system time. Usually a pod by default is not allowed to do certain things that can influence the default system behavior. So let's find out what it is, because I am not really too sure about the solution myself. Okay, so 15 I have configured the configure. Okay, set the system time using a pod, such security. Okay, the link is already there. At some point of time I have copied it, I have forgotten myself. Anyway, so Deepak was referring to this only, isn't it? configure security context for a
Yes, the
pod
same
or
thing I was
something.
referring. Yes, yes.
Yes. In fact, I only copied this part only, but I was forgetting that it is part in the documentation. I have already pointed it. Okay. So usually you set a security context, or that security context again should be attached to a service account. That is usually the method workflow. Okay. So here is the pod content. So if you do this, is there anything different here? Yes. Security context capabilities add. So this is one of the parameter that you are attaching to this particular pod. So how do I get to this? Okay. How do I get to this at this code piece from Kubernetes itself? So you can try to find out security context and along with capabilities too. Okay. So the pod page that we have configured security context, here itself, you will find the related code here. Okay. Security context privileges. That's why I have pointed out this document, because the precise code could be copied and pasted from here. Security context capabilities. Okay. Let us find Control F, CAP. Yes, security context capabilities add. These you can pretty much security context capabilities add. So this is the code part that you need to add to your code. Okay. So in the examination, majority of the thing, in fact, you are likely to get the code for the pod also. Okay. If you don't
Sir,
get,
in that
yes.
particular documentation, they have provided that particular YAML file. So in examination, can't we just curl that particular file and modify that file? Means according to the questions they asked. I'm just
Okay. Yes. You can pretty much, you can pretty much, because that question itself gives you the URL and you can copy it, and as you are precisely, you are right, you can do a curl, or you can, on that system itself, you are allowed to install any software. If you are not comfortable with curl, you can use wget. If wget is not there, you can install wget. Okay.
no means I
So
thought like it will be
yes,
error
yes.
prone, right?
No,
Means
no, no, no.
syntax and lot of things are there.
Yes, I understand. So in fact, that's why all the time I am exposing you to all these pages. In fact, right from the day of the very first one, init container, I have shown you the entire init container code, etc. You can do a copy paste. Okay. And that's why they are allowing during the examination access to these pages. Okay. So you are perfectly all right in doing the copying, pasting, and all that. There is nothing wrong, and that's why that's the way. It's a good suggestion. You can do a curl, that is, do a copy link address. Now if you click this, it will copy the link address. Okay, copy it to clipboard. And if you and cd, I will come down to my own system. Okay, if you do a curl, okay, this, no, curl, it has not been pasted properly. Curl, and then right click, paste. Okay, then no. Anyway, it has not been copied onto this context. I will have to copy and paste.
You were telling that
Hmm.
the code for making the busybox
Hmm.
pod, I mean, that code will also be provided, the YAML file. That will be provided.
In some cases, it will be provided. In some cases, it would not be, because you are
Okay.
expected to know. Okay. So that's why, in fact, I am providing all these links. Even if the code is not provided, you can find out on
Okay.
the documentation pages. As most cases, I assume they are not provided. How to write it down from blank or from ground up, from scratch. In
Okay.
most cases, only the addition that you are expected to make, that is only, that part is not provided. For example, security context capabilities add. This is critical. This will not be there on your code. Okay.
Yes.
That link is there in the HTTPS there, sir, in that particular doc.
Yes, in this, in that here you are talking about the solution page. No.
No. Means the curl link cube
Yes.
apply.
Hmm.
That link is there.
Yes,
Link
here
is
this
there.
one, isn't it?
No, down one. If you see the create
Oh,
pod,
okay.
you just copy
Create
that.
pod cube apply minus h.
Yeah, we
Okay,
just copy
you
the link.
yes, you just can copy this from here itself. You can copy this link. Let us find out whether that is working fine or not. Curl there is an option -o, isn't it? That it
So,
put
sir,
the
it is
output.
wget to get that file, right?
Yes, I think that is a better way to do a wget. Okay, let us find out whether wget is working fine. So Control D on my system. Wget is already there. Wget, whether it is downloading that or not. Okay, cat security 4.yaml. Yes, it is there. So it is where doing a wget gives me a more better precise result for me. Okay.
And also, sir, for curl, I think you can just copy the
Minus
link.
Then do a -o YAML, no, something like that. You have the output file name you have to know. With curl, if you want to save it to a specified name or something like that, because curl, I am not getting the.
No,
It is
for that, the link was not correct. So you can just right click on the link and,
no
use the
same
copy
link I have pasted here. See, the same link I have pasted here. It is working fine with wget. Okay. You see, and the same link with curl, it is giving, because curl you are not expected to do. If you are expecting something to download using curl, the parameters are different. Okay, so this
No,
now
I use the and put the output to YAML file. It worked fine. So,
okay, so the same command for curl as it is, and you have redirected to your YAML file, it is working fine.
yes.
The link space hyphen output and the file.
Yeah, this is the link I mean, this is the command I used on the chat window.
Okay, what, and then the okay out.yaml. So
You can probably use the
curl. It's curl, sir.
Oh
in that
my
command.
goodness, I'm just missing that. So that's why I was just wondering what is going wrong. Cat, so cat out.yaml. Yeah, oh no, I are getting something else here. Okay, in the chat window you have
I copy pasted the command. You can try that.
yes, I can see curl https -o website security context GitHub content git user content user security context for wget. If I doing
Oh, I'm sorry.
wget,
The output was like output of the file redirecting to that. So wget downloads the file. Curl will have it, but I don't know that option.
you are getting a GitHub something like that. The command link itself is totally different from you.
So if you right click on that link, not the copy one, you see that text, right? Pod
Yes.
plus security. If you right click, you will get copy link address. So that goes to that raw dot.
This right click.
Not that one, the
okay.
link. Just before that, text is there, right? The path. If you right click on that path.
Okay. Copy
the
link address. Copy
now,
link address.
It will work.
Okay, there it is. The link is different. But surprisingly, when I'm doing a wget is out downloading the same file. Okay, so wget is doing perfectly all right. If I do a ls dot YAML. What is a wget command that you have used earlier? Security context security. Okay. So cat security
Could you
context
just
YAML.
use hyphen capital O, curl hyphen capital O?
Yes. Curl hyphen capital O.
Not out, out. You have to remove that out. Curl space hyphen capital O and the link.
Oh, okay, okay. The out control X. Okay. So this one should be not here. Okay. This should be here. Hyphen capital O. The out should not be there at the end.
Yeah, it should not be there. Just remove that. Yeah. Hopefully it should work.
ls security context. Okay. Security context. Let's find out what is in it. Okay. No, we are not getting the same thing. Anyway, I'm not going to because
wget
wget
is
is
more feasible. So yeah.
wget is giving me some result, and this curl is giving me some result. Container spec, content GCR. Okay. Anyway, so my intention was to show that if you do not have the code and if you have to write the code from ground up, then you can, the most critical part that you rest all of it you can pretty much do copying pasting from anywhere where so much code is available. Only the security context capabilities this time. Even this could be remembered, but if you have forgotten, in that case you can write them out using this help page. Okay, so let's get down to business. So whatever garbages that we have created earlier, that will slow down your system. kubectl get deployment. If we have created any deployment, yes, there is one nginx deployment. kubectl delete deployment. Okay. Okay, so there is no garbage now available. So we are going to create our new file. Name of the file, just for the purpose of avoiding vim superuser pod.yaml. This superuser pod will have certain capabilities. Those capabilities will allow this to execute certain commands on, which is likely to influence the system functionalities. Okay. So usually pods are not allowed to do that. So to allow those things, you need to add those additional capabilities. This basically is giving an SE Linux kind of permission. Okay. So security context capabilities add sys_time. By default, if you don't add this capability, this pod will not be able to do, won't have those capabilities. Okay. So right now I'm going to save this file. Okay. Next, kubectl. So there is a problem in line number 2. Then again, the copy pasting is creating all the problems. Superuser pod.yaml, line number 2. Yes, this should not be indented at all. All of them has been indented. Okay. So I should be doing all the indentation has to be corrected. Insert, delete, enter, then delete metadata. Okay, indentation is already there here. Metadata, name, then spec. Okay, containers. security context. What should be the indentation? This should be indented at the same level. Okay, escape colon WQ. Line 9. Oh, finally, it is created. Okay.
The describe pod.
So in the solution also that is missing. Okay. So I need to type that. Okay. So describe pod init. Can you see here there is any additional capabilities there in it? Super user pod image host port command ready environment mounts conditions ready false node selector scheduled super user default super user tolerations no execute for 3
It grep
hours. No, in the this itself there is this capability is not reflected in any way. I can try to find out grep as you said security
no, you can
context.
exit into that pod and try to check the command there, right? You can do that.
Okay, no, we can do that, but I am not going to go delve that much deeper. I'll do a plain simple grep minus I just for the purpose of saving some time. No, I'm not getting anything security context as such. Okay. The other option is you can do an exit into that and try to explore what are the environment or additional capabilities and try to
Can we
change
look
the
at the
system.
log, sir?
Can you look?
At
You
least
want to look
at the
at the
because it
log?
was sleep,
Okay.
right? Because that
Okay.
would help, right?
Okay. So describe. So the logs itself is not available. Okay. So there is no such nothing there. Okay. You can exit into that and you can pretty much run those system time related command, etc., and see whether that is happening or not. Okay. I'm not going to do that because right now there are a lot more additional problems I need to do that. So create a PVC and use it in a pod. PVC will be available in a particular YAML file. Okay, read write once. We already have a PVC available. Okay, so that is the configuration from a PV is already available. We can create a PVC, create the PV as such. So that we have not deleted yesterday, whether all the PVs are also available. kubectl get PV. Oh, there are 3 PVs available to already to me. So I can use one of them. And this is one of the questions. Okay, that is, this is the question that you have already attempted now. This question has already been reproduced in the question and solution. Have we done that?
No, sir. Number 15, we haven't done that.
Okay. So solution page. Okay, let me paste the solution page first because solution page is still open. Now we are going to attempt the 16th. So I'm also going to copy the problem for the 16 too. Okay. You could be sure this question will be there. This question means a similar question where a PV will already be provided to you. You are expected to create a PVC and thereafter use that PVC in a pod. Okay. So make use of this manifest file. Okay. And mount the persistent volume called PV1. Ensure that the pod is running and the PV is bound. And mount path is data and persistent volume claim name is my PVC. Okay, this is the problem. And here is the solution to it. Okay, first of all, okay, no, this is not it. This is the solution. Create a PVC. PV will be already be available. We have seen in our scenario, we already have a PV1, PV2, all these PVs are available. Okay, from our earlier exercises. So we are going to a pvc.yaml. How to create a pvc.yaml if this file is not available at your disposal? What is the workflow? Can somebody prompt? Okay. You can type volume claim, okay, colon, and then search. Okay. So persistent volume, configure a pod to use persistent volume for storage. This is 30th May and 29th June. Both of them are likely to give me the solution for it. Okay. Document current state of persistent volume. Okay. Configure a pod to use persistent volume storage. Okay. So the configuration for a PVC we want. This is the PV. Okay. Read write once. Okay. Now this is the persistent volume claim. Okay. great. We have a configuration totally available just like this. We can copy it from here, okay? And or else could we do a wget? Okay, let me see. If I copy the link from here, copy link address, okay, and do a wget. If wget is not available, okay, so cat pv claim wget is not available. If curl is available, so I'm going to delete this, okay. We are going to do a curl, then minus capital O, and then address. Okay, so cat pv dash claim.yaml. Great. So our claim has come, but this has to be modified in terms of the question. What the question suggests? Question says you need to create persistent volume claim my PVC. So persistent volume claim my PVC. Its name should be my PVC. Okay. No. First of all, we don't need to make any changes. Just not cat vim. In terms of the question, its name should be my PVC. We have created ours with the 10G, isn't it? That also we can find from here itself. That is kubectl get PV. All of them are 20 GI, so we can make it 20 GI. Insert. Okay, escape colon WQ. So would it happen? kubectl create minus F pending. So something is wrong. That means some part volume capacity, something is wrong in our PVC itself. Okay. So which does not match with the PV. kubectl read write many, read write once kind of is not provided here. Okay, so we need to make changes. Vim read write many.
Was it 20 gigabyte or 20 megabyte?
Okay. So here in the PVC, okay, so that can be delete my PVC, and the file itself in Vim 20 gigabytes, okay, and storage is 20 gigabytes, so that is not an issue, okay. So to 10 MI or because in our PV also it is 20 MI, isn't it? 20 GI. So no problem there. Reclaim policy retain RWX, ROX, PV3, and all of them are available. And is there cat pv1.yaml? What is there in it? pv1 name levels type local capacity storage 20 access mode read write many path NFS. Okay. Possibly these NFS share and all these things are not running. That could be one of the reasons on because they have all been defined as NFS shares. Okay. So to make sure this NFS share is available, what were the commands we are expected to run? NFS service should be available or else they are not likely to work. Okay. So if I do a kubectl get events, will it be tell me that what is going wrong? Kubectl get events. Started super user pod, no, it is starting, all that, but PVC creation activity, error, etc. It is not giving me. Okay. Anyway, so the major problem is we have not started the on the host system. What are the services we are expected to run for NFS? Anybody remember for Ubuntu? Let me
common.
Export FS.
Export FS minus RA. No. Export FS minus RA. Okay. So I need to log into the remote systems. Control F, Control R, 151. I need to log into that system. Control R, Control F, minus RA. Okay, Control R. No, it is not there. Okay, so it is sudo export FS. Sudo.
Sir,
Yes.
export FS, I think, show mount hyphen. Export FS command must be run in the master.
Export FS, no, on the export FS should run on all the hosts which are expected to. Okay, on the master also this should be running. So okay, okay, we have created the NFS server on the master actually. Okay, yes, sudo exportable, and there is a common also that should also run here.
NFS common services.
Yes, NFS control D, control R, NFS common. Okay, sudo yum install common, and after that show mount minus C k8s master, that is one, and so yes, only this command was necessary. Thank you, Mitali. I was just forgetting that our NFS server has been configured on this system, and now it is very visible on all the systems. So hopefully that was the only issue that was causing this thing to fail. So let us delete that OC. Okay, it is not found. So kubectl create minus F name of the file is pvclaim. kubectl get pvc. No, it is still pending.
Sir, due to the written policy we are giving, we have to delete the PV, then only it will released.
Is
And
it?
again
Okay.
we have to create, or we have to edit and we have to check the finalizers that PV protections lines are there or not in the PV and PVC file.
No, protection lines are not there, but the written thing is there, because
Yes,
if
yes.
I
Due to
if I
written
do
means,
this,
yes,
okay,
sir.
due
I
to
check
written,
once.
so I can delete this one, kubectl delete, sorry, delete PV, and then delete all the PVs and create them from their file itself. Okay, PV and then PV2 and then PV3. I'm deleting all of them. Okay, so now I can create them kubectl. So kubectl create minus f pv1 dot yaml. Okay, so now it is created. So kubectl get pv. So this is a freshly created one. So access, it is available. Now if I delete the PVC, first of all, delete PVC and then name of the PVC. Okay, deleted. Okay. So now let me create it again. Create PV claim.yaml. kubectl get PVC. Even then it is not accessing it. So I'll troubleshoot this later on, okay, because I don't want to troubleshoot, etc. So in the event what is going wrong, I'll be pointing out that to you all in the WhatsApp group itself, okay? Because if we spend too much time on the troubleshooting part, then possibly if any one of you could find out the solution, it is all right, or else I'll be posting it in the WhatsApp group itself, okay? So I'm just leaving it as it is, because we have already done similar questions or solutions earlier. I'm not going to go through all that, because if I go through all that, it would be clear where we are making the mistake. But I don't want to do that right now, as I have some target things that are to be achieved. Okay, so this problem has to be sorted out later on. Okay, solution not yet done. Okay, so I'm going to okay, I'm going to address this one later on. Okay. So our next problem is this one. Create a multi-container pod named Nginx. Okay. So for 16, the solution is not right now. Solution is there, but yes, the solution is just not working for us. Okay. We have not used this PVC as such. Request storage. Is there anything any different from this one? Cat Trollel PVC, no, PV claim. There is absolutely no difference between this file and our file, PV1, API version 1. Persistent volume claim name is this, storage name this, access, read, write. Metadata, access modes, read, write ones. Storage class. There is a storage class. That is the only thing that is different. Okay, storage class manual. So VIM, if I remove this storage class part, so DD escape colon WQ kubectl delete. Yes, that was the storage class line that was doing all the mischief, and that is not there in the solution as such. Okay. Okay. So it's good to see such an error. So our solution is all right. I'm going to write down this solution on your page, and next we are going to use a container that is going to use this container. Okay. So where from we can get this code volume and volume mounts? Okay. So persistent volume claim and volume mount. Let's find out that from this code page itself. Okay. Whether we can find out similar pod codes. Yes. Volume mounts, containers, volume mounts, and then volumes. The name volumes is not here in this code. Okay. Volume mounts, persistent volume claim volumes is here. Yes, the pod code is here. Okay, so you can use the same pod code instead of this one. This one is this pod. This is using which Nginx. So we are going to use Nginx here too. So in the same fashion, we can download this, copy link address. Okay, and paste it here. wget. So VIM pvpod .yaml name task. So what is our task given here? Ensure, make use of this manifest file and mount the. So this manifest file will, okay, make use of this manifest file and mount the persistent volume called my PVC. So persistent volume claim is my PVC. So persistent volume claim name is my PVC. Okay, insert Shift D, insert my dash PVC. So according to the question, the definition for use pv.yaml will already be there. Only thing you need to make sure it should be mounted to the data folder. Okay. So it should be mounted mount path data. Okay. Again, we'll have a problem if the data folder is not there. Anyway, let me create it and see whether it is available or not. Okay. And we are Nginx pod. It is all right. It appears to be. Okay. Okay, it is running. Okay, so task pod, if we can do an SSH to or exec to that kubectl exec and then -it pod name this sh ls slash yes, data directory is available there and it is. So will it show me df-h? I don't think df-h command should be there, which usually shows the NFS mount. Yes, get is master NFS share 1. So we can see it has been mounted from NFS share. Okay. So great. So it is available inside the container. Okay, done. So we have pretty much done everything from this documentation page itself by more or less copying pasting. Only part that was creating some issues with us, it was the storage class. The storage class usually you avoid. Storage class, the day storage class becomes implemented. In fact, large part of PV and PVC will become automated. Okay, so that's why the storage class part is not configured in the uh, covered in your initial CK examination. Okay, so we have done this. So I'm going to write down the solution. And while writing the solution, make sure you follow this workflow during the exam too. Okay. So challenge text, I have saved it. Next, we are going to the solution part. Solution edit. So everybody is in sync with this? Hello?
Sir.
Yes. Okay, great. So next we are moving to creating a multi-container pod. Okay. Create a multi-container pod named Nginx. Use image Nginx Redis memcached. Okay. So can we find out an example of a multi-container pod in the Kubernetes documentation? Okay. Let's try to find out multi-container pod. Multiple containers pods, multi-container pod. It appears that there is a 30th May pods. What is a pod? Then is a multi-container pod. Control F. Multi-container pod. Here it is. Multi-dash container. F3. No, this one is not giving me anything because it is just giving the theoretical part and how to create a multi-container pod or example of multi-container pod is not here. Okay, pods can have multiple containers. The primary reason. Okay. Get a shell running cluster networking kubectl cheat sheet in existing pod multi-containers. Init containers logging architecture copying. In the cheat sheet, no, cheat sheet will not give me the multi-container pod configuration. In fact, it is more or less same. You need to add 3 lines for each of the containers. You need to add something like this. Okay, metadata pod name, then container name image, containers name image. So you need to put all 3 images names in a or whatever in the images that you are going to use.
Sir, you
Okay,
can mention in the search as 2 containers.
2 containers. Okay, okay, good. So I just want to precisely 2 containers, TWO 2 containers. Okay, because these from these pages, if you can find out the examples, communicate.
The
Okay,
first
first
one.
first one itself, same pod using the communicate between shared container. In fact, this pod, this page I was also getting seeing, but where is the example? Where discussion? What is next? No. 2 containers.
This is the example, right? 2 images, 2 different
Okay.
images, right? This is
Okay.
what we are looking at.
Yes, yes. Basically, name and image. So you should be looking at yes. But even I am not getting the complete ready code. Anyway, you are correct in a way. So you have to just you need to read name of the. Okay, we can try to write it from ground up. Okay, we can copy it from here itself. Okay, and we can write the code vim multi-container. Let's see whether we can do it from here itself. Multi-container dot YAML. Okay, YAML, and insert, paste it. Okay, spec. In the spec itself, whatever that we need to right type is containers first. Okay, this is the first one. Insert containers, then next one will be name and image. Okay, that's all. So we are going to type it something like this. Okay, and then paste it again. Name Nginx, paste it again. Name Nginx. Now what the question is asking you? What are the different pod sets? Nginx, Redis, and Memcached. So first one is Nginx, second one is Redis. I hope there is a memcached image also.
So change the name, please.
Change the name just to avoid.
No. Means the name in the metadata. That is right. Instead of 2, you just mention multi-containers in the
Okay,
name.
multi-container. Okay, let's make it multi-container. Okay, multi.
Because the pods will show as 2, right? And we have 3.
Yes. Okay, so now I was just wondering whether you are not really, because I'm not really too sure. I have not used the memcached image. I don't remember I have ever used the memcached. Once that was with a Spring Boot or something like that. I don't remember what the image was. Anyway, so I hope everything is all right. Nothing else. Spec, containers, image, this multi-container spec. And is there anything else? Let's carry on with this. If something goes wrong, then only turn back to other documents. Okay. Control L, kubectl, create -f, name duplicate value. Yes.
Name.
That is the pitfall with, okay, Control D, insert, name it Redis only. Okay. Okay. So kubectl get PO, container creating. Okay, so kubectl get events. Nginx pv container pooling Nginx. It is running. Okay, so multi-container is running. So you can see 3 and 3. What is this? This represents basically there should be 3 pods and there are 3 containers and 3 containers are running inside. So if I do kubectl describe multi-containers, describe PO. Pooling image Nginx, pooling image Redis, successfully pulled image Redis, pooling image memcached, created container memc. Okay, so all those images have been pulled and all of them are running inside that. Okay, so
Sir, is this also called as a sidecar? Is the same thing?
no, sidecar is something different. Sidecar is something like this. For example, I'll show, since you have raised the issue, I'll show it. Okay. So when you talk about sidecar means I will need to create a pod. Okay. And this pod is going to host an application, but this application requires a separate pod also running. Okay. And without the creation of which this pod will not run. This usually sidecar pods are like Fluentd. Fluentd is a daemon that must be running in order to support Kibana, the ELK stack, that is Elastic, Fluentd, and Kibana. It is not ELK, it is EFK. Okay. So yeah, in ELK you create Logstash. So that particular daemon should be running on the remote system. So for the ELK stack itself, running EFK stack itself, there is a requirement that one most sidecar should be running. That sidecar should be running Fluentd. So they are known as sidecar. That is a dependence. Okay.
So it's the same like the multi-container only, right? But
No,
how?
no. It is not inside the same container. It is outside the container. Okay. In the same container, you can have multiple container, but that is not sidecar. Sidecar is expected to be outside the container. So this outside the pod. Okay. So this
But
one
different
is,
container, right?
yes, it's a
Altogether.
different pod
But
altogether.
working together to achieve something.
Yes. To achieve something, they must work in tandem. Okay. So yes, true. That means both of them should be pod. But multi-container means inside one pod there should be multiple. Okay. So that is a multi-container kind of thing. In fact, you can come up with a complete WordPress using one single pod where your WordPress and your MySQL, everything could be inside one single pod. That is possible and
Do we have
considerable.
to specify somewhere to that this particular pod is part of a sidecar to this particular pod? Or when we deploy it, it will be part of a
No,
deployment.
actually it is not like that. In fact, your pod functionality itself incorporate those features. Are you getting my point? No. In fact, I have not defined anywhere in my WordPress that it will require a MySQL. WordPress, whoever has written that WordPress pod, okay, he has already specified you must connect to a MySQL database. So the MySQL database pod dependency is already incorporated in WordPress. Are you getting my point? So I am not specifying anything. The moment the WordPress pod comes up, it will try to connect to a MySQL pod. So that's the way it is. So for it, a MySQL pod is a dependency. So whoever is writing this, sidecars Sidecar is a dependency. It will try to connect to a sidecar.
It is not
Okay.
of an object, right? Like kind sidecar or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no,
No,
it's
right?
not. No, it's sidecar is not an object. Okay.
So it is just a methodology, right?
Yes, we just label a particular kind of pod as sidecar, etc. Okay. Okay. So I think I have updated the solution page already up to the latest one. This one is the edit solution page, and the last line of the solution page, which one we have done right now, is multi-pod container, isn't it? So let me find out multi-pod container solution is updated here or not. 15, create a PVC, use pod. No, it has not been updated. So I'm updating the solution for the multi-pod container. So I'm going to write this page only, so because it is ready-made. Answer is slightly different from what is there in the question. So you just try to understand where we are going wrong, because the answer is wrong. I need to make change because the question suggests Nginx, Redis, and memcached. So I should be making it memcached. Okay, so I'm saving this. So now it is available to you, and I'll make sure the question also contains these problems too. Okay, so I have made changes. So can we break for lunch now? Okay, so we'll break for lunch. I'll turn up at about 2:10. Is it all right? Okay, thank you. So